Yo, welcome to another great episode of Two Paths Podcast, where you already know you got your main man, the postman, my main man, LD, my other main man, D-Rouse, and today we are going to have a very special and unique guest. But before we get into him, if you have not subscribed, please go to our YouTube channel, Two Paths Podcast on YouTube, and subscribe, like, comment, share. LD, let's get into it. Who we got?
He is from Apopka, Florida. He's a father. He's a husband. He played football and graduated from Marshall University, the Thunder and Herd. We are
Mindstrong.
He is known as Coach Robinson through coaching Pop Warner football. He is a stroke survivor and advocate. He is a real estate agent. One of his favorite quotes, "Don't stop when you're tired, stop when you're done," by David Goggins. His hobby is boxing, throwing them hands. Johnny Robinson.
What's going on, guys? Yeah.
Hey, man, thank you for joining us, Mr. Robinson, Mr. Johnny.
My pleasure.
JR, how we want to do this thing, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you coming on and getting ready to share this great story with us. It's a pleasure for us to even have you, for you to take out your time, carve out time to spend this next couple hours with us. So on here, we like to get right into it. And I want you to take this time to give us a backstory on who is Johnny Robinson.
Cool. Oh, man, where do I start? So I was born and raised in Apopka, Florida, a little small town, little suburb town by Orlando. Born in the 70s, grew up in the best time in our country's history, the 80s. Graduated in 1993 from Apopka High School. Played football there. Great time, man. Played with some great guys. Played with Warren Sapp. And got a scholarship to go play football at Marshall University. Played with some amazing guys there, man. Played with Random Moss, just to name one. Chad Pennington, some great guys there. Had some of the best time of my life. Went on and played football at West Virginia State, HBCU in Charleston, West Virginia. And after graduating and leaving there, I came home and started joining corrections. When I went to corrections, corrections was a great time. Did 12 years there. And during that time, I kind of started letting myself go. And what I mean by that is I stopped not paying attention to my health. Gained weight, wasn't exercising. And due to that, I had a stroke, man. I had a really severe stroke with it's called a basal ganglia. And what that is a brain bleed. I bled on the left and the right side of my brain. And I don't know if I could say it on here, but the thing, how I found out, well, what happened was I had a use of force. I had to go to the doctor. And during this time, the doctor was saying, hey, your blood pressure is 260 over 140. I'm going to have to put you on light duty. And I'm like, nah, man, please don't do this. Please don't do that. They didn't. And about 3 to 6 months later, I had a stroke. And how I had a stroke, I was actually having sex. I was actually having sex and had the stroke. So I like to tell people, I have to remind people about that. I was actually having sex when I had my stroke. It really did. But go back a little bit before that. But during the time when I was in correction, I did become a Pop Warner coach. I coached my oldest and my youngest son. Coached them all the way up through Pop Warner. We had some very successful teams. I actually got a couple kids that are getting ready to go to the draft this year. Reggie Virgil, Javon Robinson, they'll be drafted probably day 2, day 3. They'll be drafted this year. One was at West Texas Tech. The other one was at Arizona State, so they'll get drafted. My son was going to get drafted this year, but he decided to go to the Air Force. So, after that, during that time, that's when I had my stroke. In the hospital, I was told, you're not going to walk again. Doctor came in and said, you're not gonna walk, and you're probably gonna end up having another stroke. And I was like, well, what do you mean I'm not gonna walk
Oh,
again? And the doctor said your stroke was so severe that you're probably not gonna walk again. And you know, man, hearing that, to be honest with you, you know, I would like to tell you, I was like, no, right away, like whatever. It brought tears to my eyes, and I just remember my dad coming in and saying, listen, he don't have the answer. He's just a doctor.
come on.
Going about a diagnosis. He doesn't have the
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
my dad went in and asked for me to have a new doctor, a more positive doctor. The younger doctor came in and he said, listen, I'm gonna just tell you the straight up truth. He said, I don't know. You may walk again and you may not. It's up to you. And I just remember that night I got on the bed and I just started doing crunches. I would do 100 to 500 crunches a night laying in the bed. Because I knew if I got my core together, it would help me walk again. Um, my son, my kids would come in. My youngest boy, he wouldn't come see me because he saw me laying in the bed. And he was afraid to see me. He would look, oh, he would come around and peep around the door. He wouldn't look at me. And I just said to myself, man, I gotta walk again. I gotta show him that I'm gonna come back. And I just went to work when I was in the hospital. I actually walked out the hospital in 3 weeks. So I really went to work. I walked out the hospital. My son came and picked me up. He didn't know I was walking. They came to pick me up. And I called him. I was like, hey, Josiah, look at me for a second. He looked. And I stood up and I started walking. He started crying. He came to hug me. And I was like, I told you, man, I'm going to be all right. It'll be all right. And, you know, I came home, man, from the hospital. I'm going to tell y'all, man, it was, I thought I was ready to leave the hospital, but I really wasn't. I had PTSD. I had real bad PTSD, and I was afraid to be alone. In the hospital, everything was set up for me. But when I came home, it was a lot different. So I had to adjust my life. I had to learn how to bathe myself. So I had to adjust to a lot of things, man. And it was just that I'll say the first year to 2 years was the hardest. And then because I had relapses, bro. Like I'm like anything in life, man. I'd like to tell you that it was all great, but it wasn't. I had relapses, man. I got down on myself and things like that. I got down and started listening to negative thoughts. And one day something just kicked in on me, man. Something just kicked in and I went to work, Larry, guys. I went to work. Literally, I said, from this day forward, I'm going to make every day a best day. I went and got my real estate license. I work out every day. I stay positive with life. I spend time with my wife, my kids, my grandbabies. Like, my grandkids, I'm Pop. I'm their superhero. And I box now, man. Like, I'm looking to take my first fight. I'm actually gonna take a fight, man. I'm like, I'm really gonna do this year. So it's man, that it's just life, man. Life is so good to me right now. So that's me in a nutshell, man. Like there's a lot of things I left out, but that's me, man. Like I like to tell people, man, my life began after my stroke. Like my life now, it got better after my stroke. Like it was the worst and the best thing that happened to me. And a lot of people ask me, what do you mean? The worst thing was the stroke, but the best thing, it set my life straight. Like if I never had that stroke, I don't think I'd be the man I am today. Cause I think I would have took everything for granted. Like I would have just went on with the get along. Like life just go to work, get my pension, just go to work, live life, stop work. I just would have lived the average normal life. And now, man, like I'll try anything, do anything. I'm looking forward to different challenges. Like I don't take relationships lightly. Like I value relationships. I get back with people. I love talking to people. I love being inspirational to people. My relationship with my kids, my wife, my friends, it's just my family. My life has really been good, and I thank God for letting that happen to me. Now, people might think that's crazy. I'm like, no, man, it changed me for the better. And so people,
Hey, John.
you may see me. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I want you to finish it.
Yeah, people see me now, with my limited mobility. Like, I can't touch my face with my left hand. So I can't touch it. Like, I can't touch it. But it doesn't matter. Like, I still have to wear my brace on my left leg. So, but that don't matter, man. My life is good, man. It's really good now. I became a different man.
Hey, I'm glad I met you, man.
Yes, sir.
Before we got on this podcast, Rob, I'm talking to Larry. And what you just said is almost mirrored. I thought I had a stroke one time when I was working corrections. And my hands had curled up and everything on me. It's like my body was like shutting down. I quit that day.
Wow.
I went straight to the hospital, bro. I think a month later I became a coach. I got a call to become a coach and I came down. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling Larry, I said, from that point on, I said, my health is, I'm gonna put that second to nothing in my life.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I just told him that. And then you said,
yeah. It's amazing though in our community how lackadaisical we are with our health. Like it's so down the line, not going to get our checkup, putting things that if you're not healthy, if you don't feel good, how can you make everyone else around you better? Like you're not yourself. And the things that we'll just forget about, you have a headache. Well, you shouldn't have a headache every day. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't just be tired all the time for no reason. What are you doing to be tired? You're just tired? That's probably a problem there. Go get it checked out. Like going to the doctor for our community is that's like the plague, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the big things I'll tell a lot of black men. I mean, cause I have white friends and all, but I tell a lot of black men, like, don't be afraid of what you're going to hear at the doctor because you can get it fixed. It can be fixed. Just work on yourself. Go to the doctor. Get your blood work. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your internal self is healthy. We'll work on our outside. We'll go do them bench presses, push up, pull up, run, but you ain't healthy on you. You've been to the doctor in 6 years. I was guilty of that, man. I was, man. So I'm a huge advocate on going and getting your physical every year.
Yeah,
hey, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
Oh, go ahead, Dimitri.
Yeah, just piggyback and go straight to you. It's important you get those checks because, let them do all the stuff that you can do, get the blood work and all that, get your numbers right.
Yep.
And now you yourself, you listen to them, and then you yourself formulate your plan because you got to live inside the body.
Right.
So now you figure out how you're going to take care of your body, not somebody else. You got to figure out what you're going to agree to take care of your body.
Yep.
And you got to live by it, and you got to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And some people don't want to take their responsibility of doing the research because once you understand your body and how it works, your body, not somebody else's, then you start to understand how to treat yourself and to treat different systems. So as you live, like we said, I'm 52 years old.
Yeah, wow, you look good.
If I ain't figured it out by now, how to live inside this body, then I need to check myself.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we need to be diligent about our body because we're the one that's taking care of it.
Yep.
Hey, so Johnny, what was it like for you emotionally, going through this stroke, and then now after the stroke, now mentally moving forward?
Wow, Larry. Man, I can tell you this. The emotional stress of having a stroke is like you're gonna go up and down. It's like the first having it in the hospital, there was a lot of me feeling sorry for myself. Like, man, why me? Why me? And I'll tell you a story. I couldn't wipe myself, so a female nurse had to come in and had to wipe me after using the restroom. And it broke me. That really broke me, man. Like, she was rubbing my head, telling me it's okay, but I couldn't wipe myself after using the restroom, and that broke me, bro. That really did something to me. So then, after rehabbing, I started feeling better. But then you would hit a milestone, then something else would come, and then you come back down. And it's just this roller coaster of just having a good day and a bad day. Some days you're feeling sorry for yourself. You know what? I can't grab anything with my left arm, or tripping and falling in public. So it was a time I was embarrassed to go in public. I wouldn't walk over. I would think people were looking at me because I walked funny. I would trip sometimes and people would laugh because, it's normal. We see a person walking, they trip.
You see them trip.
You're going to laugh.
Yeah.
And, I had a guy tell me, hey, man, watch that stick. And I was like, yeah, I saw it, man. But hey, I didn't trip because of the stick. I tripped because I had a stroke. And he was like, oh, crap, bro, I'm sorry. I was like, no, it's good, man. I fell numerous of times in public with my kids, with my wife. But over the years, I used that to make me stronger. So I went from feeling sorry for myself, being embarrassed, to at least I'm out here. Like, I'm not gonna feel sorry for myself. I don't care that you're looking at me. I'm not gonna stay in the house. I'm gonna get better. If I fall, guess what? It just made me better. I tell people I became a professional faller. Like, I knew how to fall. I could have been a stunt man because I knew how to fall, roll, and get right back up, baby. I knew how to do that. So I was a professional faller, man. I knew exactly what I was gonna do. I knew my wife would tell you. She was like, "You fall like in slow motion." I was like, so I became a professional faller, and I used that as a strength, Larry. I let that become like this, like that negative thing. I took all that and I just said, you know what? I'm done with it. And my stroke became like this positive, like my mantra, man. Like, I'm living on this. I'm standing on it. And I'm going to show you how to work. Like, even at the boxing gym now, they'll say like, dang, OG, you don't stop. I said, in my mind, I'm going to outwork you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to outwork you. You're young, able-bodied, but I'm going to outwork you. I say, because it's my mind. My mental, you're telling yourself you're tired. I'm telling myself, I ain't even got started yet. We in round 9, hitting the bag. And I'm like, man, as long as that bell keep ringing, I'm going to keep hitting this bag. And so I just turned it into like this mental mindset, bro. And that was it, Larry, man. It's been a journey, bro. And I wouldn't change it for nothing.
Go ahead, Coach.
I said, you develop that motto. If you're going to fail, you're going to fail hard because you're going to try and give it your best. And if I fail, I'm going to fail hard because
I'm going to fail hard.
I'm going one way.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. Yes, sir. For real, for real.
And so it's like through this experience, you found a lot of new perspectives that you didn't have before.
Oh, my God.
But you didn't just find those perspectives, right? But you implemented those perspectives.
Yeah.
And then those perspectives became like your go-to now.
Yeah. It really is.
And through these perspectives, now that was your new way of seeing life, but not only seeing life, but also living your new life, because you couldn't go back to those old perspectives based on what you've been through, right? So I'm starting to see your story and how your lens has changed, and now how you focus now, or what you're focused on, and now what you put your energy into. And that's why I always tell people, nothing's good or bad, right? Depending on where you're at in your life.
Yeah.
Because you never know how that good or bad thing that you're defining is going to help you down the road to live now a more quality lifestyle.
Yes, absolutely. That is so real. Yeah.
So your
I got a
perspective,
question.
what are some of the perspectives that you picked up along the way that now you use today?
it's one of the things I live by is like, okay, if I don't take nothing for granted. I do everything. If I have a thought, I do it right now. I'm not a procrastinator anymore. I don't wait for it. I'll do it tomorrow. I do it now. I live my life, Larry, just like, I'm trying to stay on this high all the time. I try to stay above, like, I don't let things get to me that like, before I would have never done this podcast. I would have never done it. I probably would have been like, why?
Well, we appreciate you today.
Yeah, I would have never done it. I would have never even had confidence. Like, I would have been nervous to speak about myself. Like before, and I'm talking pre-stroke. Just my overwhelming confidence in like that stroke has given me, like, it gave me so much of becoming a confident man, a reliable man. My word to me means everything. If I give you my word, if I tell you I'm gonna do something, it's gotta be Hurricane Katrina don't hit the front door for me not to do it. And I really mean that. And being a better husband, like these things to me is just, these are things, like I said, are just before it didn't resonate with me like that. I think, and I truly believe every man needs something, not as drastic, but something. You need to hit the bottom. You got to hit the bottom for you to come back up. I think everybody needs something to jar something in, because if life is always kind of easy and nothing really makes you have to find something in yourself, you have to find something where you have to change your outlook, your perspective on life. If nothing forces you to change it, I think you'll stay in that, you'll stay comfortable. And so I think the stroke made me develop different perspectives about like how I look at my outcome, how I look at life. Like Coach said, failing hard that's real. Like I'm not gonna go soft at it. I'm gonna go hard, because when you fail, all I can say, I gave it everything. So yeah, that was it, man.
Hey, so I'm really amazed by what you're saying, and all I can hear is the resilience in your story. And I really, my question, I was quiet because I didn't know which way to take the question at first, but now I have a better outlook, right? And you being an advocate and a stroke survivor, right? Tell me, what kind of impact have you had on other people that have suffered with the same type of situations that you've been in yourself?
Wow, man.
How have you helped them come out of that?
Oh, wow. You know what? I get calls all the time. Like, I actually train 2 clients now for free. They're stroke survivors. If you go to my page and look at them, I train them. I box with them. I work out with them for free. I tell them if they come to me, I'm going to train them. People are always calling me, can you talk to my husband? Can you talk to my wife? Can you come? I go back to the hospital. I go see the stroke survivors in there. I just tell them, you're the only one that can recover. You can go to rehab. They'll tell you what to do, but it depends on how you rehab. Your mind, you have to have that mindset that I'm going to get back. I'm going to get back. You may not come back to 100%, but don't ever stop coming back. So yeah, man, I stop and talk. I can notice, I see somebody had a stroke, they're looking like, because once you had a stroke, you notice it. And I'll talk to them. I'll tell them, man, we share stories, or like I said, people will call me. They'll say, hey, Coach, can you talk to my husband, or can you talk to my friend? Can you tell them like what you did to come back? And the number one thing I tell people is this: I can train you. You can do rehab, but if you are not set in your mind that you're not going to come back, if you don't have a mindset, you're never going to come back. It's a mindset. It's a resilience thing that you got to have every day, 24/7. Like, it's a 24/7 thing, man, where it's every day, all day. I'm trying different things. And that's what I teach to the people that come to me and reach out to me, is every day. It's an everyday thing. So that my impact is big, man. I wish I could show you, man. It's like people call me people call me from out of state. They'll see me online. They'll ask me. They'll say, "Man, hey, how do you do this? Hey, what did you do for this?" I taught a guy how to wash up under his arm with one arm. Like I taught him how to do that. It's ways. I taught him how to put deodorant. I mean, it's so many different things I had to adapt my life to, and I teach it. I show it. Like I don't gatekeep it. Like it ain't something that's like, all right, if you want to know it, I got it.
Question.
I'm glad. Go ahead.
What did your body do when in the time
You broke up,
when you knew what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
What did your body do during the time that you had the stroke?
You know, like,
Do you remember?
You talking like once I had the stroke?
Yeah, like in the moment. Can you remember that?
Well, like I said, I was having sex, so it was feeling good.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
I know. Hey,
it was feeling good at the time, man. Feeling good at the time until I said I can't feel my arm.
Forgot about that.
Oh my God.
Bro, I can tell you how I felt. I could tell you how I felt at the hospital afterwards. Like right now. So I think you're asking me, did I have any warning signs? Right. No, I didn't. It wasn't like man, I feel funny. I wasn't feeling funny. I didn't have this headache or nothing, man. I didn't have any signs, bro. I really didn't. I think I got so used to having my blood pressure being so high. Actually, when my blood pressure came to normal, I had to my body had to adjust to my blood pressure being normal. Like I was dizzy all the time. And like right now, this side of my lip, my face, and my hands, my fingers, they're burning 24/7. Like there's like a burn, like it feels like somebody's got a match to my lips. They're burned, 24/7. So it's like a nerve. But you know what, man? I just deal with it, man. I mean, it bothered me for a long time. I was like, oh my God, man, why this won't stop? And then I was like, you know what, man, it could have been worse. I could still be laid up in the bed, or I could be dead. So if I gotta deal with my lips burning, so that's a residual. But no, Coach, I didn't have any. I think what happened was my body got so used to having high blood pressure. I think if my blood pressure was normal and then it shot up, I think I might have had like, wow, man, I don't feel right. But I didn't have any pre-warnings at all.
And even with that, right? When you went to, because I want to back up a little bit. You went to the doctor, and that's when they notified you about the high blood pressure issue, right? But like you say, your body had got so used to being at these type of levels. And the reason I back that up because I didn't personally go through it, but my wife did, right? And we was in the hospital for about 8 days. And her blood pressure and her sugar, all this stuff was through the roof, but it had become normal to her because we was consistently just running. So she was like, oh, I got a headache. I got a little headache. So I just take some for my headache or whatever, you know? And then when we get there, they say, hey, we need to admit you because you almost had a stroke. Your blood pressure is way too high. So we in here for a week and just to get her levels to normal. So now when you say, if it would have been at a normal blood pressure level, it'd have been off to you because that's what she dealt with. Once they got it normal, it felt funny.
Yeah, I know her.
You know what I'm saying? So what happens is mentally we create a new norm. So a warning sign was there when you went to the doctor, but you being so diligent about what you got going on in your life, like I don't want to go on leave from work because guess what? I'm enjoying going to work. I don't develop a passion for going to work, right? So, but now that you're an advocate for strokes, survivors or people. what can you tell them when they go to the doctor and their levels are up here? Do they follow the same thing you did and say, you know what, just keep going, or do we adhere to the signs that the doctor tell us and then take the precautions to not have that?
Absolutely
Yes,
not, man. Like I said earlier, I think it's just the most important thing to make sure you're healthy. If you go to the doctor and they tell you your blood pressure is high, your sugar is high, nothing else matters. That job, they'll find somebody to replace you tomorrow.
what's up?
So if you got to quit, as long as you're alive, you can figure it out after that. If they won't give you leave, okay, I'm going to take leave for myself to get healthy, because it's just, and unfortunately, that's how this the United States of America now. Like, it's so much of grind, and your health is down the line. But I would definitely tell do not do what I did. Like, if I would have took the right steps, this would have never happened to me. If I would have said, okay, let me take my medicine, let me exercise, let me eat right, I could have prevented that. And I think if you get signs, prevention is key. Like, once God intervenes and says, hey, I'm going to send you a lifeline, it's up to you to take it. And it's up to you to take that lifeline. I didn't take the lifeline. I just kept saying, all right, I'll wait till the next one. And the next one didn't come. So absolutely, man, I would tell, make sure you're healthy. That's number one. Make sure your health is on point. And if it's got to be number one. Nothing else comes before that other than God. Not even your spouse, because you can't be the perfect spouse if you're not healthy.
Right. So now, right, that you have even went through that, and like you said earlier, because I like to listen before I come back around with these type of questions, because I want to be on point. And you said having that stroke really bettered you as a man. It made your life better, because the things that you had to go through after actually having that stroke. Pre-stroke, yeah, you was doing everything you wanted to do, but after the stroke, you had to start doing everything that you needed to do in order to get back to be able to do whatever it is that you want to do, right? Yeah. So, speak that let's say right now you was at a seminar and you talking to people that's dealing with post-stroke postpartum, whatever, or PTSD, because I heard you say that.
How you reinvent
mentally
yourself?
how do you reinvent yourself mentally? How do you prepare for that?
Oh, wow. And everybody's going to be different. I think every case is going to be different. I think number one is finding something that you're passionate about. Like, for me, it was easy because I played football, so I reverted back to exercise. So exercise was the number one thing that helped me develop a mind state of like, okay, I can lean back to this and start exercising, working out. And then I think, if you're a writer, if you like writing, start doing things that you're very passionate about. And I think it starts to develop like a different mindset for you, because, once you have a stroke, it puts so much self-doubt into you. Like, you start doubting. Like, one of my clients now that I train, she doesn't like going in public. She looks at herself. She's embarrassed of herself. So my main thing with her right now is I'm preaching it to her. Like, don't worry about what no one else thinks. Let's get you, what do you like doing? You want to do this? Okay, let's do this. Let's pour into that. Let's pour more into what you like to do. And then you build on that. So I think having a baseline of something that you're passionate about, and then just build on top of that. Let's start stacking bricks on top of that, building a house that you like. Because I think everyone's going to be different. But I think one thing, that's the main thing though, is finding something that you're passionate about and pour into that. Because I tell them all the time, you don't got time for nothing else. You're not working. You had a stroke, so this is the time to reinvent the new person. Right. for me, like I said, it was exercise and developing a different relationship with my wife now, man, where it was like, you know, let me be a better husband, a son, being a better, you know, just a better friend. I think I would tell anybody, if there's anything that you were lacking in before, now's the time where to slow back and just remove yourself from that for a second and just start thinking about what I was doing wrong before and fixing those problems that you felt that, you know, because we all know where we're lacking at. We all know these things, but life kind of keeps you from doing it. But I think that's one of the things I'd say is just find something you're passionate about and start fixing yourself slowly. Just start fixing the things that you can fix. And I tell you, man, once you start doing that, it wakes up a different beast, a different person inside of you.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm glad you spoke that because, so always it's more mental than physical, right? And I always talk about this in Cam. No, you have to continue, right? But continuing what? Well, continuing the little things, right? Because that little thing holds the strand of your life, right? Because we know that something from the outside is going to happen. Something from the inside is going to happen. But when you continue to do those little things, it's like a self-insurance. Right. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen to you. And I'm not saying that it's going to affect you negatively, right? But what I'm saying, when something does happen, like Cam said earlier, the resiliency is there. The will to bounce back is there. The effort is already rooted and grounded there. So in your case, the thing happened and you said you resorted back to football because that was the thing that was going to help you mentally beat this physically, right? And I don't know you and I never talked to you before ever. But every time I open my Facebook, Johnny Robinson, he boxing, he lifting something, he running. And I said, hey, it say Beck know this guy, it say Grace know this guy, but who is this guy? It say this guy live in Apopka, Florida, and I don't know this guy. And he went to Marshall. So I started, trying to look you up and asking questions about you. I talked to Grace, right? And so he knew you, right? So he talked good of you, right? But I said all that to say is that, man, you like a waterfall to a lot of people, right? I even went on YouTube and looked at some stroke survivor stories, right? And Michael Johnson came up. The runner that Michael Johnson came up. And he had a stroke.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And Michael Johnson had a stroke and he was talking about his road to recovery. And even the questions that I had to ask here, he answered them, and then you just answered all the questions, and I can't even ask no more questions, right? But it was talking about, your mantras, right? What mantras do you use, right? When you look back over your life, how are you then, and then how are you now, right? What changes did you make, right? And then how did you feel going through that, and then now how do you feel, right? So you've hit all those questions without me asking those questions, man.
Well,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Coach. Go ahead.
Well, even to add to that, right, Larry, and what you just said is great. And I just your story is so incredible because you have defined the odds. You beat the odds, right? You had a doctor that told you that you weren't going to walk.
Wasn't going to walk.
Right? And that right there in itself can put you in a state of depression or a really dark space where you don't even make an attempt to walk again because you have been told that you can't walk anyway. But your faith in God and your resilience and your will that fuck this, I ain't laying down. I ain't going out like that.
Going now.
You know what I'm saying? And just to keep going. And that courage, that willpower, right? And not for you to take that and pour that into other people that stroke survivors or families that's dealing with the mental health aspect of it and going in and still being a coach. Not to your coaching ability has now is beyond Pop Warner football. Because you're coaching people on how to get their life back together, on how to use deodorant, on how to brush their teeth, because one side of their body has given out on them. But even though you can't get to 100%, I just need you to keep reaching for that.
Absolutely.
And if I can get you mentally to keep striving or reaching to get to 100%, I know each and every day is going to be a better day for you.
Yeah.
Right?
I bet he's a great coach.
Yeah, exactly. But even with sharing that testimony, I know that you seeing other people, you pointing to them also creates a different type of willpower for yourself. Like, I know I got to keep going because now I got people
looking at me. Yeah.
I got people watching me. I got people calling on me. Even in my worst moments, I still got to get up and go. Because every day ain't a great day. Because I ain't always been like this. But I'm gonna make every day my best that I'm here, and I'm gonna give thanks, and I'm gonna be grateful for whatever I have. And I just want to commend you on that and congratulate you on your recovery.
Thank you.
Hey, Johnny.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
I do. One of my friends told me something similar when my spouse died of breast cancer.
Really?
He told me, he said, man, he said, I know you're going through it. He said, but, don't take this anyway, but don't take it personally. He said, but a lot of us is watching you. And it's very important that you come out this thing right on top. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what I'm saying? But that was a motivation because because nobody's been through it. Right. One of us guys, you know what I'm saying? And for your mental state, right? You're battling, right? You're not your old self. And coming through this, right? You don't know what self you got. And you was able to reason with yourself in your mind to say, you know what? I'm going to beat this. Some people don't have the mindset. They can't even grasp it after the stroke to be able to reach into their mind to motivate themselves to go there. And you still had had just that inkling of hope, right? And you grabbed onto it and said, you know what? I'm gonna get out of this. Yeah. And you was able to stay the course, and your mind is now already there. Man, that's powerful, man.
You know what, fellas? I think that's where a lot of people, not even just having a stroke, I think a lot of people when they go through anything, like a lot of trauma. If you have a lot of trauma, then you've had trauma in your life, I think you can physically adapt and get through it. But if your mindset or that mental, if you're not telling yourself every day that I can do this, I got this, I gotta, if I like Cody, like you were saying, if I'm not feeling good, I still got to do it. And when I want to work out, I don't feel good every day. Like I was telling my wife this morning, I was like, I'm tired. I'm really tired. But guess what I did? I got up, worked out, trained. It's every day. You're not gonna feel good every day. You ain't supposed to feel good every day. But that's when you find something about yourself. That makes you better. When you go through something hard and you come through it, you're better off for it at the end. Like you were saying, Larry, the little small thing make you stronger. If you do something all the time, every day, you find the little stuff, you just make that strong. And that makes it easier to add. You just start adding. You just start adding to that bucket, and then that bucket fills up. I think that was very true. Start small, get that real strong, the foundation. Just get your foundation solid and build onto it. But yeah, man, the mental aspect of life. I'm big on that.
Well, it's good that you educating as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody's immune to this. When I was looking at some of the studies, the number one question that couldn't be answered is, am I going to recover from this?
Right.
And I heard you say something earlier that we don't know, right? That if I'm going to recover, but you mentally said, you know what? I ain't gonna leave it up for chance.
Yeah, I can't. I was like, I was just thinking, man. So let me go back. So one of my nurses, well, she was a therapist. So she came in and she was like, what's wrong? And I was like, man, I'm just kind of down. She was like, no, she was like, no, baby, we don't do down. We only do up. So she took me. She said, we're gonna name your left arm and your left leg. We're gonna come up with names for them. So my left arm, I named it Luke out of the Bible. And I still call it Luke. Like Luke, she was like, we're gonna pick names out of the Bible and we're just gonna rehab it. And she was like, I don't know how many victims come in here from stroke victims. They just quit because it's hard. Because I'm gonna tell you, to look at your left arm, to look at your hand, and you try to move your pinky, right? And it won't move. You're having to rewire all of that. To look at your hand and try to say it won't move. It's like, okay, thing's not moving. And walking, once you try walking, talking, trying to do all these things is so tasking on the brain, because a lot of things we do is just normal. It's just your body just does it. You don't even think about it. It's so just not it's not even a conscious thought. But when you have a stroke, you have to start thinking about those little things on top of everything else. So walking becomes, let me make sure I lift my toe because I don't want to trip. I have to think about just, supinate returning my wrist, thinking these things. I have to reach to pick up something. You just naturally reach at it. But now I have to say, let me have to think about reaching to grab something. And so that's why I think recovery is so hard. I think a lot of people get wore out on just the day-to-day, how hard it is. But I tell my guys, the people that I train now, I'm like, well, what else do you have to do? Like, you please tell me what's more important than you getting back to something, like more, you getting your life back, you getting your independence back. There's nothing more important than that. So if you
still got to live
you gotta
life.
live like you got life to live, man. What is more important? Oh, your child got to go to school. Okay, you got older kids, get them to school. Oh, you got the birthday party to go to. Okay, if you can't do that, if I got to come to training, I'll be there afterwards. Like, nothing comes before you training. Nothing. There's nothing more important. If you ain't going to the hospital, then whatever you got going on can wait. And I think a lot of people, I think I tell them, like, you're not taking it serious enough. Like, it's gonna be hard. Like, it's gonna be hard. It's your brain literally lost oxygen for a certain amount of time. Those nerves, that it has to reconnect. It has to reconnect. And if you're not actively telling it to rehab, working those movements, doing those things, you're not gonna come back. It's just it doesn't come back easy. Like, my dad died from a stroke. After my stroke, man, he was hard headed. He just wouldn't give himself a chance. He was so adamant on it coming back so quick. I said, don't happen like that. And like I said, some people come back. Some people have a stroke, and 2-3 weeks later they're back. You just everybody, the human body, that's what it's different. Some people don't have severe strokes. Some people have mild stroke. And, it's just I think it's just so mental. It's such a mentally tasking thing where it's like, man, why is this not happening right now? And hard work. I believe in that. Like, hard work. Why not me? I tell people all the time, it's hard, but it's fair. I tell people it's hard, but it's fair, baby.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
So in the mindset, right? If you was training, if somebody wanted to understand the mindset, right? To me, I picture is like, if you're working hard at something, whatever it is right now, right? And it's real hard and it's like tiresome. Let's say you went on a 12-mile, let's say, going through the woods with a 100-pound rucksack. Like, I love to use that in the Army, right? And you tired, you want to quit. Guess what you got to do? And in those moments right there, you got to say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to stand on my feet. I'm finna put this rucksack on, and I'm finna go as far as I can go until I meet this same feeling again, and then I'm gonna deal with that then.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
as a person that's a stroke victim, as they want to quit, they got to say to yourself at this point right here, my feet ain't moving like it's supposed to, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna focus in on that. Make sure I tell myself to pick my foot up and move it to the right, so I can make a forward step. Regardless how people are seeing me, how they thinking, how hard it is for me, I'm gonna zero in, focus on this, and I'm gonna take it step by step because it's hard right now.
It's right.
And tomorrow it's gonna be a better day.
Yeah.
And I got to do this.
Yeah. You know, one of the things I did was I gave myself like a weekly like goal. And it went from a weekly goal, then I gave myself a 30-day goal. So I'll be like, all right, okay, a week from now, I got to be able to walk from here to there. Week from that, I got to walk from here. Now I need to be able to do this, or I need to do this. Or I went from, I couldn't barely bench press the bar. I said, okay, in 6 months, I'm going to be able to put the 25s on each side of to bench the bar. So I started giving myself these weekly, monthly challenges. I started challenging myself to the point where it was like my wife would be like, man, slow down, man. What are you, man? Like, my dad always said, bro, he's like, bro, you making me nervous. Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. You like, enough is enough. I was like, no, it's not. Like, I was getting up, man, you know, I have arthritis in my joints now, in my knees. I need new knee replacement. But I'm like, yeah, wow. I need knee replacement. I still go walk, ride my bike. I don't stop, bro. I'm like, man, I ain't done yet. I can't. I'm not done yet, man.
Yeah. But hey, you don't know when the wheel's gonna fall off, so you gotta keep going.
Yeah. And also, right? What does it look like for someone that's maybe going through different things? But are there any warning signs to look for, or any preventive measures that can be taken before the stroke actually happens?
Yeah, so I think a lot of it comes if you start having headaches. They say you start having like these tingling feelings in your hands and your limbs, your headaches, your vision. It's just so, you saw they mimic like all those signs, high blood pressure, all of those things run together. Heart attacks, sugar diabetes, all those things all those signs mimic having a stroke. A stroke is just a residual from those things. You know what I mean? Like those is just one of the things that happens from having high blood pressure. You can have a blockage too. You can have like stroke from having like a clot. That I think those blood clots, those are kind of like, what are you going to do if you don't know you have blood? You're susceptible to having clots. There's nothing you can do about it. And but like I said, the main thing I think I really preach on is living a healthy lifestyle. I'm not saying you have to eat as healthy as me. Like when Larry was telling me the things he's doing, my mind, you can tell my mind. I'm like, my mind is turning like, yeah, but like I'm always looking for something new. Like I'm like, yeah, but as soon as I get off here, I'm gonna make me some honey and tea, and I'm gonna try. So tomorrow, now when I fall out tomorrow, Larry, because I ain't ate, I'm in there eating, I'm working out on the empty stomach, telling my wife I don't drink protein shakes no more.
Well, the body is a machine, right? And the body do what you tell it to do. Your body should be subject to you, not you being subject to your body, right? A lot of people have gotten to this 20th century and become subject to their body. And just like their kids, right? They become subject to their kids. That's a whole nother story, right? But you have to you have to be the parent education accessible to us, right? So we should be getting smarter, which we are, but it's a difference between knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah.
Knowledge is what you know. Wisdom is what you apply, right? So I applaud you because you took the knowledge, right? And then you went and applied it. And I can see it full force every day in your life. And I'm glad, man, that you came on, because this is a great message for somebody or our viewers that might have, suffered a stroke, right? And now trying to find some type of inspiration, right? Through somebody. And now hearing your story is like a lifeline.
I trained my.
Well, even with that, Larry.
I'm sorry, go ahead. No, I was just saying, even like, I trained my father-in-law too, and he just had like a neck surgery, so his limbs. And so, yeah, he didn't have a stroke, but he just had a neck surgery, and one of his right side is weak. So I trained him as well. I'm training him. I'm helping him get back too. So I'm taking him all the way. I tell him, I say, y'all ready to get took up through that today? Like, hey, I'm like, hey man, listen, we ain't coming. I'm not one of them trainers that we're gonna do this, a little bit of this. No, we gonna when you need me, you're gonna go home and go take a nap. It's time to go take a nap. Ain't no.
Okay.
So yeah, man, I think the mindset can apply to anyone that's had something that have a setback. Like it's just that mental thing. Like it's just because I feel like you don't have nothing else. You can't you have nothing to look for but go for it. Like you went through the tough stuff. Now let's go. Let's fight now. Like, all right, let's fight. All right, you okay, life? Okay, life, I'm ready. All right, I'm finna see what you got. I'm finna come at you. I'm finna come at you, and then you knock me down, I'm gonna get right back up, and I'm gonna keep coming at you. Yeah, I like it.
So to our viewers that's watching this, right? Where can they locate you at? Get any social media, like where can you be found at? I want you to put that out there for anybody that's dealing with this or know someone that's dealing with this who's gonna need a word of encouragement or that will just to keep going. I want you to be the one to supply that for them. So where can you be found at?
On Facebook is Johnny Robinson. My YouTube is Mindstrong. It's Mindstrong Fitness. And man, I haven't done this in so long, but yeah, on Facebook is Johnny Robinson, and YouTube is Mindstrong Fitness, and it'll come up.
Okay, Mindstrong Fitness. Like
that's my thing. I tell everybody having a mind strong, MIND strong. Okay. Yeah, Mindstrong Fitness. Yeah, it'll come up on YouTube.
Okay.
And Johnny Robinson on.
And then can they email you as well?
Yeah, Johnny C. Rob 68@gmail.com. Yep. Yeah, and they can call, man. I don't mind giving my phone. My phone number is 407-793-8898. Like I would prefer they call me.
Mike Jones.
Huh?
Mike Jones.
Yeah. Mike Jones. Yeah, man. Mike Jones.
Call me, baby.
Mike Jones. Yeah, man. I'm like that. This is my passion, man. It really is. Like I like to see people recover and do better. Because a lot of times so when you go to like a rehab facility, they have like a checklist. So we're gonna do this today, and it's not so much geared towards an individual client, right? Because that costs money. So they have a list. If you come in with a stroke, we're gonna do this. Well, let's just say after 2 weeks at that, guess what they do? They kick them out. So they'll kick you out because they're saying there's no more recovery. And so that's why the people that I'm training, they've been kicked out of recovery. And they're not nothing. Yeah, they've been kicked out of rehab and they're not even ready to be, they shouldn't be out. So that's who I'm training now, the people that have been kicked out of rehab. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. So what we have here, go ahead, Coach. Boy, rewind it. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, it's very important what he said because, like, it's not, in a sense, it's not like the hospital is like negligent, but it's that they can only hold you so long, because people coming through emergency, so facilities got to push you ahead.
Right.
And some of it doesn't come with insurance. So now it's up to you as an individual, right?
Yeah.
To now work yourself back into where you need to be.
Absolutely.
You got the tools. That's why it's very important for you you got all the numbers. They gave it to you. And they're going to give you a little plan, but now it's time for you to develop that plan.
Yep.
to get yourself better. If
Yep.
it causes you to pay for something outside, don't be thinking like, oh, it costs too much. Whatever it costs is worth me getting back and
Yeah.
chopping on up.
Yeah.
I'm there. I got to get back. I got to get better.
I
So
gotta get better.
that's something I'm gonna work towards, getting the money, whatever I need to do to get that. I'm gonna do that because that's part of my work ethic, because I got to get better.
Right. Right.
Mm. Mm.
Go ahead, Tim.
So what we got? So what we have here, right? We got a story of sheer willpower and resilience, all wrapped up in one. Because even with, you know, and a lot of times when we sit down with people, we allow them know we go through their whole upbringing and how many the siblings and how did that the impact. But with you, we did something totally different, and I really appreciate it because we got right to the meat of this
Right.
thing, and you being an advocate for stroke survivors and being the voice for a lot of people who can't speak
Right.
on this. It's huge, and just getting this out here, right? Raising the awareness of, yeah, your life probably was one way before a stroke, but if you done went through a stroke and you survived a stroke, then I'm here to tell you what it was like for me and some of the things you may also be going through. And I'm available if you need me. Reach out to me to help you on your continuation. Because, like Larry say, every day has to be a continuation. And you said it too, Johnny. You got to take the small things and value those things in life. The things that we once would look over, now you have to put thought into. I got to put thought into lifting up my foot so I don't trip, or the way I bend over and read something, or understanding that my left hand don't even work like my right hand does, but I can't let this define who I am. No, this won't be my end all right here. And guess what? I got people watching me, so I got to get up and perform just like I had to do in Huntington, West Virginia, on that college football field with all the other people. I got to perform. And I appreciate your story. And I want you to continue to tell your story and be proud of what you went through. And take those moments and thank God for that. Thank God for these moments, because you still here to share with somebody else.
I mean, I truly appreciate it, man. You said something like, you said that y'all talk about the upbringing. I tell people all the time, the Johnny pre-stroke I was a very, very average guy, man. But Johnny, after the stroke, Johnny, that guy, he a problem, man. That dude different. He a different dude, man. Yeah, that's a different dude. I take the stroke, the guy after the stroke against the guy pre-stroke. I'll whip his tail every day of the week. I'll run him up out of there, Larry. I'll run him up out of there.
Yeah, run him up out of there.
Run him up out of there, man.
That's real, man. Anything y'all want to share before we get out of here?
I just want to say this one thing, man. Get excited and to continue to live above your normal.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Coach.
Killer.
Hey, I was finna say a joke, but I can't say that joke. But anyways, man, I'll tell y'all later. But man, now this right here is real, man. This is real, and it's real, and it's real. And when life hits you, man, it really show you what you're really about. And you really have to look in the mirror and pick yourself up every day. Believe in yourself. Yeah. And once you start believing in yourself, like we was talking earlier, you keep having birthdays, boy, you'll see who really loves you.
Wow.
And it starts by loving. It starts by loving yourself.
Yeah.
And then you loving yourself and getting peace within yourself and know how to understand how to control yourself and your body the right way. You go to the wheels fall off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm gonna end it with this here. Life got a funny way of knocking you down, but you got to be an extraordinary type of guy to get up and keep fighting. So it's all on you. Mentally is the battlefield. The mind is the battlefield, and that's where the fight begins at. If you can start fighting here, then you can start fighting here. I know you said you got a fight coming up. You know what I'm saying? I know you could have put them gloves up. Listen, duck. Swing.
Hey, catch you with the left. Catch you with the left hook.
Hey, it was good. Hey man, thanks for joining us, man. Another episode.